Stress. Everyone knows all too well what stress looks and feels like. The racing heartbeat, feeling sweaty, and the headaches and anxious feelings are familiar to us all. We experience stress on a daily basis. There are everyday stressors like getting all our homework done, studying for a test, or dealing with a drama-filled social life. However, we also experience major life events that result in a greater amount of stress. These include the death of a loved one, loss of a job, or a big move. While we all know how stress feels, we are often not informed enough about what stress can cause. Stress causes a weakened immune system, meaning that it's easier to get sick when you're feeling stressed out. This is the last thing you need because getting sick when you have a lot to do only leads to more stress. To better understand the negative effects of stress, we will examine what happens in the body in response to stress. The HPA axis is what is involved with interpreting a stressful event. Various areas in the brain, mainly the hypothalamus, interpret a stressful event. The hypothalamus releases a chemical message to the pituitary gland, which releases hormones that affect the adrenal glands. Finally, the adrenal glands release cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Prolonged levels of high stress and high cortisol have been linked to cardiac disease and even cancer. Too much cortisol can damage the neurons in the brain that store long-term memories. Since we deal with stress so often in our lives, we need to learn how to cope with it. Some people turn to harmful coping mechanisms like smoking, drinking, overeating, and even the use of drugs. All of these actually do more harm than they do good because most of them weaken the heart, making it more susceptible to cardiac disease as a result of stress. In order to deal with stress positively and to reduce levels of stress, there are a couple of things you can do. The first is manage your time well. If you manage your time, you will feel in control of everything and you will be less stressed. Another way to deal with stress is to view whatever is stressing you out as a challenge instead of a harm or a threat. If you look at an event as an opportunity to show your talents and skills instead of a stressful event, it will help and make things less stressful. A healthy way to reduce stress is to exercise. Exercise can help get rid of any frustrations you may be feeling and will also release endorphins, which will ultimately help you to feel happier. In the end, stress is different for everyone. We all feel and experience it in different ways. However, we can all do our best to cope with stress in a positive manner and prevent the negative consequences that can occur as a result of chronic stress.